العالمين حمدا شاكرين حمدا ناعمين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مجيده يا ربنا لك الحمد ولك الشكر كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah ya Tuhan kami, pada hari ini kami semua berkumpul dalam acara seminar implementasi fast payment yang merupakan bagian dari rangkaian acara Indonesia Fintech Summit. Oleh karena itu ya Allah, anugerahkanlah kepada kami kemudahan serta kepahaman sehingga pengetahuan yang kami peroleh dapat membawa manfaat bagi kami serta bagi bangsa dan negara. Jadikanlah fast payment sebagai bagian dari sumbangsih bagi kemajuan sistem pembayaran sehingga dapat mendukung pertumbuhan ekonomi menuju Indonesia maju. Ya Allah yang Maha Pemurah, lapangkanlah nurani kami dan jadikanlah kami sebagai hamba yang senantiasa bersyukur atas semua nikmat-Mu. Ya Allah yang Maha Agung, bukakanlah bagi kami pintu kebaikan, pintu keberkahan, pintu rezeki dan juga pintu surgamu, serta jauhkanlah kami dari ujian yang tiada mampu kami memikulnya. Ya Allah yang Maha Pelindung, lindungi dan selamatkanlah kami serta keluarga kami dari segala wabah dan pandemi sehingga kami dapat melaksanakan semua tugas dengan baik serta mendekatkan diri kepadamu. Ya Allah yang maha sempurna, murnikanlah jiwa kami, sucikanlah hati kami, serta kuatkanlah iman kami, sehingga kami dapat menjalankan segala perintah-Mu dan menjauhi semua larangan-Mu. Ya Allah yang maha pengampun, ampunilah segala dosa dan kesalahan kami, dosa kedua orang tua dan para pemimpin kami, serta semua sahabat yang telah mendahului kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, terima kasih. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I would like to give the information that all team, moderator, and also the MC today already took the COVID test for the antigen test and announced the negative result. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all the participants, and for the webinar, before we begin the session, allow me to tell you some rules of the webinar today. Moderator for today. So first of all, I would like to welcome Mrs. Siritida Panomwan na Ayutaya. Hello, Miss Siritida.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Yes, very good.
Thank you very much for attending our webinar. And also I would like to welcome Ibu Filianingsi Hendarta. Selamat pagi menjelang siang Ibu. And also we would like to welcome Mr. Abraham J. Adrians. Selamat pagi, selamat siang. Good afternoon. Mr. Abraham, are you with us?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining our webinar. Thank you. And also I would like to welcome our moderator, Mr. Dedi Sahab. Welcome Bapak, selamat siang. Well, before we continue, we will have a photo session with the moderator and also with the speakers. And for that, I would like to invite to come up on stage, Bapak Dedi and also Ibu Fili. And also I would like to invite online Mrs. Siritida and also Mr. Abraham to switch on the camera. We are going to have a photo session together. Dipersilahkan, mungkin boleh untuk foto bersama saja Ibu di tengah sama Bapak. Baik, dipersilahkan. I would like to invite Mrs. Seritida. Can you please switch on the camera and also Mr. Abraham for the photo session together? Thank you.
Yes, can you turn on my video?
Yes, we will help you with the team. Boleh tim untuk dibantu dibuka kamera dari Ibu Seritida. Thank you. Alright, so we are going to have photo session. Ibu Seritida, yes, on position. So everyone, 1, 2, 3. One more time, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Can I get a round of applause to all the speakers? Dipersilakan duduk kembali. We would like to please you to be seated for Bapak Dedi and also Ibu Fili. Thank you very much. And also thank you to Mrs. Seritida and also Mr. Abraham. Thank you. We will continue. So ladies and gentlemen, start our webinar today. I would like to introduce our moderator, which is we have in here today, Bapak Dedi Sahat. Bapak Dedi Sahat is the Director of Business Development at the Indonesia's digital wallet, Dana. Currently, he is also the member of Payment System for Digital Banking Body at the Indonesia's Chambers of Commerce, or Kadin. He has more than 20 years of experiences in banking and capital markets and equipped with a master degree in risk management from University of Indonesia. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to present to you our moderator today.
10 years ago, I never imagined that digital technology will be very dominant in my daily lives. So everyone, say hello to our mobile phones that accompany us from morning until we sleep. Digital payment industry has grown very massively and will keep on growing. A statistic report shows from 2017 to 2020, in 2 years, global e-wallet users has increased from 500 million users to 2.8 billion users. A report from HSBC estimates in 2030, digital payment in Asian countries will be tripled to US $1.5 trillion. Central banks play a very important role to ensure not only stable, secure, and reliable payment system, but also fast, easy, affordable, and acceptable. Maybe we hear the terms cemumuah. Bank of Thailand and Bank Indonesia has shown this commitment and recently signed cross-border payment agreement between Thailand and Indonesia. To have a more visual explanation on Indonesia-led payment, who called as BI Fast, let's check on this video.
Indonesia berada di tengah revolusi digital dengan populasi lebih dari 270 juta jiwa. Pengguna internet 196 juta. Pengguna telepon genggam 175 juta. Tren digitalisasi telah mengubah perilaku masyarakat yang lebih mengedepankan mobilitas, kecepatan, fleksibilitas, dan keamanan, termasuk transaksi keuangan. Karena itu, dibutuhkan infrastruktur pembayaran yang memberikan kemudahan dan kenyamanan bagi pengguna. Bank Indonesia memperkenalkan BI Fast, pengembangan konsep Fast Payment System sebagai inovasi infrastruktur pembayaran retail nasional untuk menjawab kebutuhan masyarakat terhadap pelayanan transaksi digital yang lengkap, real-time, 247, aman. Dengan menggunakan nomor handphone atau email sebagai alternatif nomor rekening. BI Fast, cepat, kapanpun, dimanapun, seketika, terjamin. Implementasi BI Fast memberikan manfaat nyata bagi masyarakat dan pelaku usaha di Indonesia. Nasabah tidak harus datang ke bank untuk melakukan transaksi. Pelaku bisnis termasuk UMKM dapat memperoleh dana hasil usahanya secara cepat. Karena dengan BI Fast, transfer dari konsumen akan diterima seketika dengan aman. Terlebih lagi, penggunaan nomor handphone atau email sebagai alternatif nomor rekening penerima dana akan memudahkan proses transaksi yang akan mendorong perluasan pelayanan keuangan di seluruh pelosok Indonesia. Di balik semua kemudahan BI Fast, terdapat serangkaian proses yang diawali dengan inisiasi transaksi nasabah pengirim menggunakan berbagai instrumen dan kanal pembayaran. Kemudian, BI Fast akan memproses transaksi berdasar instruksi nasabah melalui peserta pengirim untuk diteruskan kepada peserta penerima sebelum selanjutnya akan dikirim ke nasabah penerima. Settlement dana peserta dan nasabah penerima terjadi secara real time. Implementasi BI Fast akan dilakukan secara bertahap. Pertama, layanan individual credit transfer pada akhir tahun 2021. Disusul oleh implementasi bulk credit, direct debit, dan request for payment pada tahun 2023, serta perluasan layanan lainnya. Mari kita dukung transformasi digital Indonesia. BI Fast, inovasi sistem pembayaran untuk kenyamanan bertransaksi.
BI Fast is one of the implementation of Indonesia's blueprint on payment system, or known as BPSI. We are so lucky at this occasion to be accompanied by 3 distinguished speakers on the state of play and the impact of fast payment. It is my honor to welcome speaker from one of our closest neighbor, and we just signed a new framework on bilateral agreement to speed up the process of payment system between our 2 countries. Miss Siritida Panomwan Naayudaya. Miss Siritida is the Assistant Governor on Payment Systems Policy and Financial Technology Group at Bank of Thailand. She has over 25 years of experience in banking supervision, both as policymaker and supervisor. On her capacity as Assistant Governor, she involved in driving the National E-Payment Project and building Fintech ecosystem. Glad to have you, Ms. Siritida.
Good afternoon.
We are blessed to see such a robust gender equality of policymakers in the central bank. The second speaker is Ms. Filianingsih Hendarta. Ms. Fili is the Assistant Governor on Payment System, head of the Department for Payment System Policy. She has over 30 years of experience in the central bank, ranging from payment system to monetary policy, and equipped with MBA from Boston University. Very good day to you, Ms. Fili. Please welcome on stage. The last one, but not least, Mr. Abraham Joseph Adrians. Mr. Abraham is the Chair Committee of Retail Payment System at Indonesia Association on Payment System, or in short, ASPI. ASPI is an umbrella organization for payment industry players in Indonesia. Mr. Abraham is also the Director of Corporate Strategy and Business Development at Artajasa, and has more than 25 years of experience in financial industry value chain. He is equipped with an MBA from Oral Roberts University in Oklahoma. Glad to have you here, Mr. Abraham. How are you? I would like to start with our first guest speaker, Ms. Siritida. Ms. Siritida, PromptPay is now very well known globally. Could you please share with us the story? How is the fast payment system in Thailand? The time is yours.
Yes. Thank Yes. The next, please. Yes, the PromptPay started 4 years ago under the government National E-Payment Master Plan. So let me share you more details. This master plan has the objective to enhance the efficiency of payment system for our sector, public businesses and individual. It's also aimed to increase financial inclusion, reduce costs, enhance efficiency, and better access to financial service at a lower cost. Because at that time, interbank fund transfer fee is around 80 cents to $1 per transaction. But using payment infrastructure, this new payment infrastructure, this fee reduced to zero or no fee at all. This holistic national e-payment plan consists of 6 projects, of which 2 projects, the development of a national infrastructure for real-time retail payment called PromptPay system, and the debit card expansion were led by the Bank of Thailand. So when we develop this payment infrastructure, we set like a guiding principle that it should be open to both banks and non-bank service providers to benefit and leverage, to be interoperate, stable, secure, and ensure data security and privacy. Next, please. This infrastructure is modern and flexible that support new payment innovation. So PromptPay has continued to introduce new services, starting from direct sending state welfare benefit to people, real-time fund transfer, tax refund service, cost bank bill payment, e-donation, which is making donation-wide payment information will sent directly to the Revenue Department for tax deduction record, and cross-border payment and remittance. Next, please. So for us, PromptPay is like a superhighway that connects the payment system of various service providers, supporting a wide variety of vehicles or services, whether they are like a supercar, sedan, truck, or small car. So one use case that leverage on PromptPay, which I would like to highlight today, is the development of the standardized QR code. This is similar to your CLIS of Indonesia. Next, please. Using QR code payment via mobile application is seamless and more convenient. Moreover, QR code have a low cost, making them accessible to many small shops all over the country. By creating a QR standard, is reduce fragmentation of different type of QR payment in the market, because now payment can made via this standardized QR code across service provider and from multiple sort of funds. And because of this benefit, the number of QR code acceptance point has expanded to over 7 million throughout Thailand. Moreover, I would like to share further about how QR code developed and why it can be interoperable. Next, please. So having standardization help minimize system architecture variation and create the interoperability. As they have the same standard, system can be linked more easily. Collaboration and engaging stakeholders to participate throughout the process, including design of the system, can simply gain stakeholder acceptance and bring out the best idea. And in addition, openness and accepting new innovation by allowing experiment and testing them in the regulatory sandbox supervised by the Bank of Thailand, will review new risks which can be addressed along the way and draw collaboration and cooperation from all stakeholders, resulting in a good outcome. So therefore, please. Next slide, please. So having the sandbox is another key success factor for foster new innovation. And Bank of Thailand set up a regulatory sandbox in 2018, and it's quite active until now. The example of technology and innovation that have been tested in our sandbox are standard like QR code for payment, biometric technology, blockchain, digital identity, and P2P lending platform. So today, PromptPay has gained massive popularity and is widely used. There are almost 70 million PromptPay registration and still growing. As of the September this year, the average daily volume of PromptPay is around 30 million transactions, with an all-time high of 38 million transactions a day. In terms of value per transaction, the average amount is around like to $30. These figures are showing that PromptPay is used for making payment in daily life, especially during the pandemic, where social distancing measure is implemented and face-to-face transactions are nearly impossible. The behavior of people and business has shifted. And unfortunately, PromptPay has already exited and play a crucial role in maintaining financial activity. People use PromptPay to make online payment for goods and services, pay bill, transfer money, that is available at all time, anywhere without the need to visit a physical bank branch. More importantly, the government used PromptPay as a means to distribute welfare in order to help those affected by the COVID outbreak and boost market spending. Therefore, PromptPay continue to expand. So after PromptPay become extensively used and well known domestically, so we start to see the benefit of it internationally. Next slide, please. Our primary goal is to remove a cross-border payment fraction. Since the cross-border payment service today are inconvenient, time-consuming, and costly. So in 2019, during the ASEAN Finance Minister and Central Bank Governor meeting, we proposed an initiative to connect fast payment system for more efficient cross-border payment and remittance, known as ASEAN Payment Connectivity, which was endorsed by all member countries. This is where the development of cross-border payment started. We began with a QR code payment because of its simplicity in connecting to each other. We successfully launched the cross-border QR payment linkage with Lao PDR, Cambodia, Japan, Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia, which happened in August this year. So let me take this opportunity to express our gratitude to BI colleague, commercial bank, service provider, and other stakeholders of their cooperation and hard work. Besides QR code payment, we extend our cross-border service to real-time fund transfer via mobile phone number. As the development of this service is quite complicated and has many stakeholders involved and several law and regulation to be complied with, so we took about almost 2 years to complete the system linkage between two countries. And earlier this year, Thailand launched the world's first linkage of real-time payment system with Singapore. Following this launch, the usage has grown beyond our expectation, even in the pandemic. So this shows that we have gone in the right direction, and we will continue to build on what we have achieved endlessly. So PromptPay Adventure has now reached its fourth year and is about to enter its fifth. We gain a great deal of knowledge and experience, which are the key takeaways that we would like to share with you today. Next slide, please. Firstly, the system design and architecture should foster innovation. It should also be secure, flexible, and open enough to encourage interoperability among payment service providers as well as users, thereby reducing fragmentation that causes inefficiency in the system. Secondly, communication and collaboration among all stakeholders are vital. The plan and action must be clear and comprehensive to achieve buy-in and engagement. Thirdly, the appropriate incentive or structure for both service provider and customer is another key success factor for greater development and adoption. And lastly, building trust and having a good governance structure will ensure the long-term usage and existence of such system. So I may say that the journey of PromptPay continues to move forward, and more lessons will surely be learned. And please join us of this coming adventure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Siritida, for your presentation. Maybe we can give an applause for Ms. Siritida. Our next speaker, Ms. Philly, how are you?
Hi, good.
Yeah. Ms. Philly, Chris has been very successful. And I think we are all enjoying now. We can use Chris everywhere. And now BI is ready to launch BI Fast soon. So maybe you can share with us what has been the preparation and what is the plan going forward for BI Fast. Please, Ms. William.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Dedi. And let me greet first to my strategic partner, AG Siritida, and also Pak Abraham. And also for all of you, very good afternoon. And also thank you for the committee that's already invite Bank Indonesia and give the Bank Indonesia to share with you our current policy in a fast payment and the implementation. And also, of course, thank you for all of you have already attend this session. And hopefully this session can give you a brief explanation about how we prepare the BI Fast. So as we know, maybe I can share some slide with me here. As we know here, the next slide, we know that the COVID-19 and all of us are aware that the COVID-19 have already influenced our day-to-day transaction and our day-to-day activity here. And the COVID-19, we know, have the impact not only for the humanity, but also for the economic. And as we can see here, our growth has already impacted by the COVID. Usually we have in Indonesia, we have the growth like of 5%, but in 2020, we face a very, not very good growth, economic growth here. But we see here the COVID also have the impact on our physical and social interaction, and it's also have the create the economic pressure and also have the impact on the real sector deterioration here. But we sure in 2021 we see the light, the hope for the recovery, and we believe that we can survive and have a very promising economic growth here. If we see here, we have the very good progress on vaccination and also the digitalization on payment, and as well as a digital economic and finance growth here. And we believe that if we have the right policy, so we can push the scalability and the capacity, and we are sure that we can survive. And we know here we have the potential, we have the opportunity here, very good opportunity in Indonesia. If you can see here, with the population, 270 million population, and most of it like a 53.8%. This is the Gen X and also the millennial. We know this generation is the digital native. So we are sure this is the future of Indonesia. And we also see we have around 63 million the SME, and this is the potential of Indonesia also. And one more thing, the behavior, we have the changing in the behavior of the Indonesian society. So we right now we get used to use the digital payment and also do the transaction, not only the offline transaction, but also the online transaction. But yes, we still have the challenge here, because if we see the digitalization, most of the digitalization is only in the urban area, so Jabodetabek. So this is our challenge. So we are sure that the digitalization will create the opportunity, and we have to maximize the opportunity. But we also aware that every opportunity is also come with the risk. So how we in central bank, with our mandate in the payment system, we try to strike the balance between the opportunity and also the how to mitigate the risk that embedded in the opportunity. So next slide. How about the trend in the global trend? We know this is the global trend with the digital innovation, and also we know so many payment services right now. So the central bank, with the mandate in the payment system, have to repositioning their role. So we see here, this is the trend, the global trend. Most of the central bank do the same thing. First, they try to support the interoperability. And second, they try to maintain the competitive and the sound in the industry. And the third is also to support the infrastructure, the public infrastructure. And if you can see here, for example, for the FedRes, usually they only concern about the high payment system, but now they have to prepare the fast payment also, how to support the retail payment in the industry. And also some of the central bank here also try to create the open banking, this is like the mean how to interlink between the bank and also the fintech, and also create the more transparent data in the payment system. So if you see here, a lot of central bank do the policy intervention here. They try to do and to act as an operator and also as a catalyst and also as a supervisor here. So next slide. That's why Bank Indonesia as a central bank, as a authority for the payment system, we also try to provide the industry with a very comprehensive framework of the payment system, and we try to build the Indonesian payment system blueprint 2025 as a for navigating the payment system industry. So this is the keyword. You can see the keyword. We have a 5 vision here. The keyword in the yellow color. We realize that if you are talking about the digital payment, talking about the digital economic and financial industry ecosystem, this is not the only mandate or is the only task of the Bank Indonesia, but a lot of authority, a lot of minister have also the mandate to push and to create the digital economic and financial ecosystem. So that's why Bank Indonesia, according to its mandate as a stability for the stability of monetary, stability of macroprudential, and stability of payment system, we try to push the digital economic and financial ecosystem. And the second is we try to support the digitalization of the banking, because Indonesia is the bank-led. Most of 85% of the asset of the financial system in Indonesia in the banking system. So that's why if we want to create the transformation in digitalization, so the big guy, the bank, has to do the transformation. And the third, there is a new guys on the block. So we call it the non-bank, the fintech. So we try to build the synergy between the bank and the fintech. So we realize that bank and the fintech, each of them has their competitive advantage. So we try to build the synergy to push and the synergy between the bank and the fintech. And of course, the fourth vision, as I mentioned before, the digitalization create the opportunity, but it's also come with the risk. So we try to strike the balance between the opportunity and also the risk. And the fifth, this is the very important, how we try to keep the national interest. Because if you are talking about digitalization, we need a lot of fund to do that. And we realize we need the capital inflow, but we still want to keep the national interest on that. So Bank Indonesia have already created the blueprint in payment system with the 5 vision and also with 5 working group. The first working group talking about the open banking, and the second is about the retail payment system, and the third is about the high value payment system, and the fourth talking about the data, including the data hub and also the payment ID. And the fifth is about the regulatory reform. And we try to implement all the vision and the 5 working group through the 23 deliverables with the industrial approach. Next slide. And as we aware in the second working group, can we just move back a little bit? Yeah. In the second working group, we are talking about the retail payment system. And it's cover not only the IPT and also the QR Indonesian standard, but also the BI-FAST. So today we talk about BI-FAST. So we see here what is the objective, why we need the BI-FAST. This is the BI Fast. If in the Thailand is like a similar to the PromptPay as mentioned by AG Siritida. So the objective BI Fast was developed in order to support the consolidation of the national payment system and industry. And this is the end-to-end digital economic financial integration. And the second BI Fast, this is the national driven. It's not the industry driven, but this is driven by central bank. And this is in line with the payment system regulation. And we want to provide the retail payment system. We have the tagline Cemumu'a. It's mean that we want to provide the retail payment system which is fast, easy, affordable, secure, and also reliable. And the third objective is the development of BI Fast is in line with the future policy direction of the Bank Indonesia. It's not only on the payment system, but also cover the monetary policy and macroprudential policy. So what is the key feature of the BI Fast? BI Fast will provide the industry and the public with a 24/7 feature. It's mean like it will serve the industry for 24 hours during the 7 days, and also the real-time settlement, and also provide you with the proxy address, so you don't need to remember like asking the account number. If you want to do the transfer, just you can use the phone number or the email address as a proxy address. And also will provide you with the authentic notification, and also equipped with the fraud detection system and AML CFT. And for the first stage, hopefully we can go live in the 21st of December. It will cover the credit transfer, and later on, it will also cover the debit transfer. Next slide. And I will share about the BI policy, BI Fast policy. The first is about the membership. So we try to invite all the bank and also the non-bank who are eligible and can fulfill the requirement here. So we have a general criteria here. So all the participants has to meet the general criteria here. First is the institutional aspect, i.e. like a credibility of the potential member. And the second is the financial aspect. And the third is the information system capability aspect. And on top of the general criteria, if you want to be the direct, because we divided into two kind of participant, the direct participant and also the indirect participant. For the direct participant, you have to fulfill 3C. Contribute in digital economic financial ecosystem. And the second C is a capability. It's also cover the capital and also the liquidity. And the third is the collaboration. And for you, for the participant to be on board, so you have to meet another criteria, is the champion in readiness. So it's cover the people, because we have the threshold, and we will assess the participant who interested to join the onboarding. So they have, we have the factor here, the people, the process, the technology, and also the readiness in managing the account. Next slide. This is about the pricing. So how BI determine the pricing? So if you see here, the pricing scheme from the operator, which is BI, to the participant. So the participant only will be charged only 19 rupiah. But for the participant to customer, you can charge maximum 2,500 rupiah. So it's mean maximum. You can charge below 2,500, but you cannot charge above 2,500. And how we determine that, we have the at least 6 principle here. We consider the, as I mentioned before, we want to provide the Cumumua retail payment system, yeah, fast, easy, affordable, secure, and also reliable. And the second, we also take into consideration about the benefit of the economic. Because if we are talking about digitalization, digitalization is not our ultimate target. Our ultimate target for digitalization is the productivity and the efficient transaction. So the third is also the sustainability of the payment system industry. So, we also consider how the PJP, the bank and also the non-bank can cover the operational costs. So we also consider that. And of course, the competition and the innovation and also the transparency of the data here. Next slide. This is the transaction limit. So as you can see here, we over a lot of choices to the industry. If you want to do the transfer for the high value, you can use the RTGS. So if you want to transfer like 100 million above, you can use the RTGS. This is the high value. But if you want to transfer from 1 rupiah up to 250 million, you can choose the BI Fast. But above that, you can choose up to 1 billion, you can choose SKNBI. This is the system clearing Bank Indonesia. So if you can see here, the principle of the BI Fast transaction limit policy for the we will for the first states, we just put the transaction limit only 250 million rupiah. But we will do the review periodically, yeah. If we can see if industry need more limit, we will increase the limit. But we will do it after we do the assessment. And the next slide, this is about the benefit. If we see here, we have a benefit for the banking industry and for the SME and also for the customer. For the banking industry, this will encourage the banking industry to do more innovation, because we hope this also can increase the customer base and also the customer engagement by using the BI Fast. Because if you can compare, if you use the SKNBI, the customer have to pay at least 2,900. And if you use the another online payment, it will cost you 6,500. But we will provide the BI Fast for maximum is 2,500 here. And for the industry, the SME is also, we know the SME is really need the very quick turnover. So BI Fast, as we aware here, we hope that BI Fast will do the settlement in 25 seconds. So we hope the SME will have a very quick turnover of the capital here. And for the customer, of course, customer have various choices here. It's fulfill the need of the customer here. Whether you want to do the fast payment in 25 seconds, or you want to do the SKNBI, because SKNBI, the settlement is like 9 times a day, so it's also quick. And at the end of the day, we also hope that the BI Fast will increase the financial inclusion. And this is my last, next is my last. Okay, this is the key message. We hope that BI will continue to encourage the Cemumua in retail payment system. And BI Fast, fast payment, we also hope this is a game changer to anticipate the future development in digital payment, including the facilitating the cross-border payment, because as Pak Governor mentioned, in the future we need the cross-border payment among region, and fast payment, BI Fast, is one of the instrument to do that. And the third is accelerating the preparation of the candidate of the BI Fast. For the first stage, we have a 19 direct participant for the BI Fast. But the next stage, we hope that it will have additional participant, whether this is a direct participant or indirect participant. And next is the synergy between Bank Indonesia and also the industry. And last is driving the innovation and hope the BI Fast can provide the value added to the industry. And before I close my presentation, maybe I just have a quote from the Sarah Bryan. It's mentioned that we can do anything as long as we have a four things. First is the passion, second is the drive, fourth is the focus, and the third is the focus, and the fourth is the support. And anything is possible as long as you have the right people to support you. And I believe that the AFTEC, OJK, BI, and all of you are the right people to support our BI Fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Philly. Very interesting presentation from Ms. Philly. As a user, I think currently transferring like 25 million with the current system is already big. But BI, 250 million. And you said that it's only a beginning and you will review it. So we will be ready for even more bigger and more efficient transaction. So I think this is a very, very good for our industry in a whole, Ms. Philly. Thank you. Our next speaker, Mr. Abraham, how are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Abraham, ASPI has shown a very important roles and contribution in the development of Indonesia payment system, especially recently with the digital payment system going very fast. So it would be great to understand from you about ASPI and the key priorities. The time is yours, Mr. Abraham. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Baby, and Bu Filia, and Kun Siritida. And first of all, once again, thank you very much for the inviting us for this strategic event. And for us, it show also the AFTEC, AFSI, AFI as the aim and vision beyond the pandemic. You establish this event in the midst of the pandemic, but I mean, it seemed for us it become very, it's better, stronger, and we hope that we can find the and we can share what the role ASPI can also contribute. Could you share our presentation, please? Our presentation is for fast payment solution in the digital era, and most of our presentation are from the perspective of the industry. So next slide, please. So our agenda will cover two topics basically: industry readiness and adopting BI Fast. But before we share the industry readiness, we would like to also highlight why fast payment will be needed in our digital innovation, and why also BI Fast, again from the perspective of industry, is also very important for us. And then lastly, we will highlight the role of ASCII in the implementation of the IFAS. Next slide, please. Next. So basically, I mean, even before the pandemic, the banking industry especially has already experienced what we call the speed of light changes and disruption from the closed-loop banking infrastructure, and it has emerged to open banking era. And all of us, bank, fintech, are used to this disruption. But we are not used to the new speed of disruption. And on top of the digital transformation, now it's also aided by the global pandemic. So in the survey, I mean, from Jakarta Post, basically the customer saying, I want it all, I want it now, and I want it faster. So that's really the challenge for the banking industry. Next slide, please. And the global pandemic also teaches us about the customer behavior changes. And we are really thankful for the fintech industry for your contribution on how to adapt in a more agile way on this communication. So, for example, in Indonesia, I think we have solid building the foundation for the digital payment. And if you see, I mean, we have a total population of 275 million, and internet user almost 75%, and also the mobile connection. We have the opportunity, but at the same time, it's always two sides of the same coin. We have the opportunity, and we have also the challenge. So for all of us, and especially address also the fintech, my face is first of all is the regulatory stringent for the fintech industry, and the second one is the security requirement for the fintech industry as well as the banking industry. I mean, to move forward, I mean, for the digital payment. And also we are really grateful for the advancement of the technology. If I may quote, I mean, with the Thailand, basically Indonesia has the cross-border interconnection since 2006. And we are also working with other countries in ASEAN, the network provider, and at that time we would like to discuss about the chip card standard for the cross-border interconnection. And it took us almost 3 years only to discuss the standard. But with the QR cross-border, I mean, that's when we launched in August this year between Indonesia and Thailand. It only takes 3 months to discuss the standard, and then 6 months to complete UAT SSIT. So it really faster and become faster. But at the same time, we have also what we call the issue of regulatory harmonization. The technology is what I call is easier. But when we talk about the regulatory harmonization, we may need to address it in a more faster way. Also, we need to strengthen the security requirement for all the participants. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the we did a survey about 5 years ago, and it involved the network provider or the switching provider from 13 countries in Asia Pacific. And the top 4 survey results were the security and risk management, and then more agile and execution model, innovation, and co-regulatory partnership between the regulatory and the regulator and the industry. And if you see, I mean, the fast payment or BI fast, it has already within what we call the key regulatory and industry initiative globally. So like Ibu Fili said, I mean, all countries have already prepared, and some of the country has already also launched the fast payment, regardless of the operator, sometimes the central bank and other time the industry. Because, for example, if we look the definition of fast payment from the BIS, actually, Indonesia and other country also has already started the fast payment from 2006. But just like Ibu Fili said, that the BI fast is the modernization or the jump start quantum leap of the central bank infrastructure. And it has really nationwide impact of the fast payment. Next slide, please. From the previous survey, so we try to prioritize the payment service priority, especially the development. So for example, in the last 2 years, we have already completed the QR code. Thank you for Bank Indonesia. And also we are working together with ASBI. And then on the right hand side, you see the fast payment from the central bank. And we are also waiting or wait and see about the CBDC and virtual currency. So please bear in mind, I mean, the market will go faster on the innovation, and that's why, I mean, the central bank and the industry really need to closely collaborate and coordinate on how to respond on the speed of life of these changes. And sometimes we are thinking based on the current development, we feel something will happen, but we don't know yet what it will be. So even, I mean, if we are trying to develop the business plan, right now is probably 3 years is too long. We are get accustomed to 1 year plan and then adjust it periodically. Next slide, please. I don't want to repeat what Bu Fili has already explained about the BI fast, but basically the industry are again working closely with Bank Indonesia as their strategic partner, and we have I think we have a very close strong collaboration. We are exchange information. We are sometimes we have the healthy debate with Bank Indonesia to obtain a better output or better outcome. So these are the Bank Indonesia who will be ready for the launch in last December. So if you see, I mean, 22 BI fast participants for the first batch in December, and probably for the second batch is also the 22-25 banks. And because of the BI's implementation, the non-bank fintech, I think will also participate in the next batch. Why only banks in this first batch? We believe because these banks, all of them are the members of the SKSD. So we are prioritize and try to pilot with these SKM members. Next slide. Next slide. Basically, as the SRO in the payment industry or self-regulatory organization, we have three core roles. To create awareness and then to do the advocacy to the industry regulators as well as the customer, and when we do the action. And learning from this global pandemic, one lesson that really important is the collaboration. We have so many priorities. We have so many needs from the customer, and we cannot do it alone. We have to work together. We have to recover together, and we have to emerge stronger. So the ASPI is always trying to improve our service to our members. Right now we have 187 members, and mostly 118 banks and 69 non-banks. And we are working also with the Fintech, because one of our board members is Pak Vincent. So we are also learning, listening, and we would like to be working together and working together to support the advocacy. Next slide, please. This is ASPI commitment. So if you see, I mean, we have the opportunity, and always on the other side of the coin, we have challenge. So ASPI, as the voice of the industry, is always trying to balance the opportunity, the regulatory requirement, and also the business sustainability of the industry. For example, in the 2019 until now, we are creating the national standard with Bank Indonesia, QRIS, SNAP, and probably contactless in the near future, because we would like to build a more efficient ecosystem, payment ecosystem, with a national standard. So it's not only a more closed-loop business, but it's more open. Of course, I mean, for the industry, probably the closed loop is probably more beneficial for them. But again, I mean, if we see the overall ecosystem, we need the national standard. And we are also escalating and monitoring the regulatory reform by Bank Indonesia. Basically, we are helping Bank Indonesia to monitor the speed of the licensing process, and how to make it more efficient, and how to also help with the Bank Indonesia, for the participant, to have the more time to market. And for the next year, I mean, there are a lot of standards also need to be considered. We are again really also thankful for the bank and Fintech for achieving 12 million QR code for first merchant. And it's not easy, because the merchant acquisition cost is not also it's also expensive. So again, I mean, we are always trying to balance between the supply or access of the digital payment, but we would like also how to create or increase the demand. Because all of the expansion of the digital payment is only one side of the story. I mean, supply the access, expanding the access, but how can we also improve on the demand side? Next slide, please. So this is my last slide. So if we see on the left-hand side, that's basically the collaboration between central bank and ASPI as the industry association. And we have basically two working groups and working side by side. and we are working together as a partner. So it is not two working group, but it is one integrated partner. And again, we are analyzing and then providing feedback and also providing the constructive suggestion to have a better business model and then to have a better security requirement and also to ensure crystal clear role and responsibility and also the security side. And my last conclusion on working together with Bank Indonesia and also with our members, bank and non-bank. We are working with Bank Indonesia, and from the start, we are asking Bank Indonesia what is the end game and what are the critical success factors. And we are very happy because from the start as well, just like Ibu Fili mentioned, one of the core objective is to expand the financial inclusion and also to share the inclusion growth across the industry. Because when we are talking about the fast payment, we tend to aim only on the platform, faster platform, and then faster process. But that probably is not the ultimate objective. The platform will change, and we will also have a better probably technology advancement. So again, we just would like to emphasize one of the ultimate objective again to expand the financial inclusion, to empower the SME, and also to create a stronger supply and demand. The second one about the integrated security framework. So we are always analyzing the pre-transaction, and on the transaction and post-transaction. Because with faster payment, it may become also create faster fraud. So the industry and the regulator need to be closely coordinated. For example, we are thankful for the suggestion from Pak Vincent for sharing the blacklist among the industry players. That's the first one. And we are thinking on how can we, as an industry, create the something like fraud detection mechanism that is more predictive and more anticipative. I think after the fact dispute resolution or after the fact security litigation is not enough. We need to again anticipate and even make the more predictive security mitigation. And the third one is intense socialization and collaboration. Faster payment, digital payment need to be understood also by the customer. So think we need to again collaborate together to also educate the customer. When something happens, today, all the social media straightforward blaming the financial institution. But I think again, we have both role and responsibility, individual role and responsibility. So I think if we create a campaign or customer education together, it might help the overall industry. And last but not least, the crystal clear and role and responsibility between the players, the association, and also the regulator. Sometimes the gray area will come, but I think if we start with the crystal clear role and responsibility, it will help us. And lastly, the speed of execution and innovation. I mean, just what I mentioned before. Probably 5 years ago, we need to create a standard. It need 2 or 4 years. But today, it will only take months. So all of this conclusion, once again, thank you very much. And we do hope, I mean, through the Fintech Indonesia Fintech Summit, the Indonesia Fintech Summit, we will recover together, and then we recover better, and then we will emerge stronger. Thank you.
Abraham, let's give applause for the presentation. Yeah, I think I have witnessed how close BI and ASPI works together. I happen to be in the group. And I think it's true that BI and ASPI has become a very, very good partner. Very fast with the initiative. And I think this is the reason why we see that the regulators and the SRO has played very important role in speeding up the digital payment system in Indonesia. So I've received several questions. I would like to start with questions to Ms. Siritida. Hi, Ms. Siritida.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes. Okay. Waiting for the question.
Thank you. Yeah, so what is the role of Bank of Thailand that you think plays a critical role and important in the payment system reforms for Thailand? And probably you can share with us what are the plans for the future development of Thailand's payment system in the future?
Yes, thank you. So Bank of Thailand, major law in payment system reform is
Next question, Ibu Fili, Miss Fili. There's a question about how's the actual preparation right now by Bank Indonesia on the implementation of BI Fast. Maybe you can share with us.
Okay, thank you. We will go live for the BI Fast hopefully in December 21st. And with the participant for the first state is around 19, if I'm not mistaken. 22, 20, 21 participant is consists the direct participant and indirect participant. So as I mentioned before, for the onboarding, you have to fulfill the readiness. The NADC, the readiness is we have the threshold for the people, technology, and also for how to manage the account. Right now, so far so good. Hopefully we can go live on the 21st of December. and the next batch hopefully in the end of January or February. So we will add a more participant for the BE Fast.
Thank you, Ms. Philly.
Sure.
Yeah, the next question would be relevant to Mr. Abraham. Mr. Abraham, from ASPI perspective, how is the readiness of the industry players, the banks for this BI Fast? Maybe you could share with us.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, based on the blueprint of Indonesia payment system, I mean, we need to see the overall jigsaw puzzle. So, for example, I mean, the QRIS, I mean, last year is probably at that time is the only game in town. And we move forward, I mean, to the next phase. And right now, the BI Fast is considered by the industry is, again, the probably one of the most critical game in town as well. So let's see beyond BI Fast even. I mean, because if we see the total overall the blueprint, then we can see the importance and urgency to complete and finalize the BI Fast project right now. From the industry, I mean, again, just like Ibu Philly has already mentioned, there are basic and strong criteria to participate in the BI Fast at the first stage. So I think it is a pragmatic approach on how the industry prepare and which one is the more ready to participate in the BI Fast first batch. And we do believe that the second batch, third batch, it will be faster and better because they have the first batch experience. And again, I mean, this is the urgent important project. So the industry working together are try to prepare to participate in the BI Fast.
Thank you. I'd like to go back to Ms. Siritida. I think it is very interesting to understand about the role of Bank of Thailand in encouraging the synergy between banking and fintech. Because I think it's very important to understand what are the forms of synergy or interlinks between banking and fintech system that currently exist in Thailand. Maybe it would be great if you can share with us, Ms. Siritida.
Yes, thank you. Actually, we support synergy between banks and fintech by promoting the collaboration between the two sectors. We see that in order to improve financial service and stay
Thank you, Ms. Siritida. Yeah, I have one last question for Ms. Philly. What is the impact of payment system digitalization, especially in the national economic recovery due to the pandemic? Maybe you can share with us, Mrs. Philly.
Yeah, thank you. As we are aware that digital payment is one of the we have a lot of tools, but we know the digital payment is one tool that make during the pandemic we can still do the transaction, economic transaction, without face-to-face interaction. So we can do the payment system through the digital banking, through the QR Indonesian standard, and we hope that in the future, digital payment can also continue as a drive to the economic recovery in the future. So right now we see that the behavioral changes in the society, they are get used to use the digital payment, right? So hopefully this will continue, and this is a one to be the drive for the economic recovery in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Philly. Yeah, we have several questions, but due to the limitation of time, we have to end the session. And I would like to take some key messages that I think very important for us. The first one is regarding the future cooperation that is very important between Thailand and Indonesia. We look forward for the activation of the cross-border payment for the CRIS and also the Thailand QR. And then secondly, I think it is also important to take key message from Mrs. Philly, about the continuation to encourage the Cemumuah retail payment system that is fast, easy, and reliable. And the second one, about the fast payment as a game changer to anticipate the future development in digital payment and accelerating the preparation of candidates to join BI Fast and synergy between BI and the industry. And last one, let's strive and thrive for innovation by optimizing the added value of BI Fast service for the benefit of all community. So I would like to thank you to all our speakers, Ms. Siritida, Ms. Philly, and Mr. Abraham. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Philly and Abraham also.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kun Siritida. Thank you, Bu
Thank
Philly.
you, AJ.
Thank you, Pak Dedi.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bapak Dedi. Thank you to all the speakers. Can I get once again round of applause for our moderators and also to our speakers? Please be seated. Thank you very much. Once again, we'd like to extend our gratitude and thank you for sharing for today's topic to Mrs. Siritida, Mrs. Filianingsih, and also Mr. Abraham. Thank you very much. And also to our moderator, Mr. Dedi. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all the end of our session for today for the FinTech for Faster Economic Recovery, Collaborations in Balancing, Governance and Innovations, with the topic, the implementations of the fast payment. So once again, we would like to thank all of the guests, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, who are attending the webinar online and also on the site. So we hope that everything that we are sharing today will bring the benefits and also knowledge to all of us. Once again, thank you very much. My name is Putri Gorda. I will close with Paramasanti Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat untuk kita semua dan terima kasih.